America and the rest of the world. It's the Pad Piper, your music weatherman. It's 11 o'clock and we broadcasting live right here from the Chocolate Factory, where music ain't just music, but hit music. Let's go. Step us to the floor. 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 Hello world, it's a great day. Be thankful. Hello world.
Hey, Mr. J. I'm sorry I'm late. I didn't know we had somebody on live, but I have to finish packing, so I have to. And happy Father's Day to you. I didn't want to interfere with anyone. I don't want nobody thinking I'm jumping in on somebody, but hey, Felicia, you know what, baby? I want to tell both of y'all, since y'all in here, thank you so much. I'm overwhelmed. Hey, Torin and not stand up to be counted. And everybody, I apologize for being tardy. It's storming, and I had to go upstairs and try to dry off and stuff like that because I'm just getting off work, so it was storming so bad. So how is everybody? Happy Father's Day to the fathers and the women that's playing the father role. What's up, Miss Love? D Slay?
Everything will be okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I cried like a baby. Y'all just don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started, y'all, because I have to pack. I gotta leave in the morning, and I'm always pre-packed. I'm just starting on my end. So I was like, it is storming. I'm like, every time I get ready to go out of town, it's storming. I'm like, what is going on? Okay. Let me pause this so I can get started, you guys. The topic, I know a lot of y'all. Hi, Big Red, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. Today, I want to talk about fabrication, and I'm sorry, One Papoose. I just seen her on her live, but I was scheduled to come on, and usually I'll just be like whatever, but I'm not gonna be coming on for a while, so I had this schedule to come on and do this, and because I won't be on for a while. I have a lot to do. Happy Father's Day to the fathers and the fathers only. Women happy. You're jealous as hell. I can just imagine Mr. J with his siblings on his birthday, and then the mom is cutting the cake, and she accidentally gives somebody else a bigger piece of the cake, and he'll slide the cake over to him, be like, it's my birthday. They don't get a big piece of cake, just get a little piece of cake. Yeah. TVD, I had a special request. Can you play my Lion Dance song by Jay? What's Lion Dance? Oh, you talking about Smoke? Okay. She ain't got time for this Smoke. What's up, D? Okay, I'm gonna play that. Then we're gonna get started. Y'all want to, because I swear, y'all, if I have to be up all night trying to make sure I'm packing. Oh, D and Miss Love, y'all shirts will be getting made, and it'll be getting ready to come y'all way. And hopefully I'll see you ladies in August. Okay, let's get the song. Is this the Smoke song? Okay, yeah, she says it's the Smoke song. Let's do the Smoke. No more smoke. No more smoke. Miss Jason ain't got time for this darn smoke. We ain't gonna be doing all this. Shout out to everybody. Happy Father's Day again. I am going the whole weekend to celebrate Father's Day with my father. So you guys, I will not be nowhere near no TV trying to see what's going on. So I'm getting it. Give me a little time. I don't have my glasses. When I'm staring at stuff all day, I'm totally blind. Mr. J said he ain't got time for this smoke. You made that song for us, Mr. J. Let's play it. She said, "That's your Lion Dance song, girl." Don't get me dancing. Let me see. Is it turned up? Okay. Can we hear it? Okay, there we go. I was like, what's going on? Oh, you getting married? Stand up. I'm trying to teach my sister how to line dance to her song for her bridal party. Oh, okay.
Talking that shit and you ain't about shit. Now it's about time I address the shit. I want all the smoke.
I want all the smoke. Okay, let me put heels up there.
I am talking that shit and you ain't about shit.
Mr. J said they want all the smoke. He said he made it for these people with that want all the smoke. I don't want no smoke with you, honey.
Catch you in the alley while you walk in the street. You would think I'm hunting cows the way I'm searching for big. Nobody to be seen unless you're searching for tea. It's a clean up crime scene, ain't no searching for me. I wanna beat your ass to the first degree.
Oh Lord, don't be beating nobody booty.
Professional smoker any time of day. With aims so focused like it's judgment day. Overkill, 100 shots, ain't no getting away. I don't aim to paralyze, so put your feelings away. I'm from purchase of homicides while I'm smoking this K. And I'm pulling up to your home like it's where I stay. Like the ass on fire, like it's creme brulee. Exhaling all niggas till this mission complete. I'm on my John Wick shit, I ain't missing a beat. That's super simple, I'm about to see you 6 feet deep. Nigga, all that shit, and you ain't about shit. Now it's about time I address the shit. I want all the smoke, I want all the smoke, I want all the smoke, I want all the smoke. I hear you talking that shit, and you ain't about shit. Now it's about time I address the shit. I want all the smoke, I want all the smoke, I want all the smoke, I want all the smoke. Skin don't do no talking. Slide up on you like MJ moonwalking. Scope up on the target, can't see me stalking. Marksman with the bitch when I see you jogging. I'm such a original. OMJ shit about to get physical. About to get touched. You was talking on digital, but the killers on you niggas get to talking on spiritual. If you make it out alive, yeah, it's probably on biblical. I'm the man right there. Get to talking on mystical. I provide to the gas and you smoking on mythical. Pop the bags on your head and you send a subliminal. I invest in the bullets when the smoke is jammed. I'm the best at it, nigga, no shooting range. Monster of beast, I can stranger things. Better stay on your leash so get choked with your chain. You niggas don't want no smoke, so just stay in your lane. Nigga, all that shit, and you ain't about shit. Now it's about time I address the shit. I want all the smoke, I want all the smoke, I want all the smoke, I want all the smoke. I hear you talking that shit, and you ain't about shit. Now it's about time I address the shit. I want all the smoke, I want all the smoke, I want all the smoke, I want all the smoke.
You don't want no smoke on.
Alright.
Mr. J said he want all this smoke. He said he made this song for y'all ass. Y'all want some damn smoke? He said he wanted all. He would give you all the damn smoke. And then some y'all, we already know Mr. J, he ain't playing with him, honey. That's one thing I can say about Mr. J. Mr. J represents Mr. Kelly. He don't play. If like you want that smoke, you want that smoke. Well, I'll be like when I'm have time when I check out the the social media. I'm like, look at Mr. J. He is like going hard all in the shade room, all over the place. In the bushes, out the bushes, on the streets, the traffic, he all up in there. He do not care, baby. I'm like, y'all want this damn smoke? We can get this smoke. Mr. J ain't playing with you. But okay, hats out to Mr. J, because he made that song specific for these YouTube streets and these lying asses running around here. Hey, how you doing today? How long we're going? I miss your life. I have some business to take care of, but I'm going to spend time with my dad. I'm doing a whole lot of stuff behind the scenes. A couple of people know what I'm doing behind the scenes is I'm juggling, y'all. I swear I'm juggling. Like I'm Today I'm doing paperwork. I'm on the computer. I'm trying to chop and screw damn videos and look up articles and cook at the same time and pack at the same time. And my sister's like, you got a whole bag over there. Take the bag with you that you already got packed. I'm like, no, that's my trip for the trip for New York. I can't travel that far. I will. I always, let me see. Yes, mama TV, DIB, smoke. I heard, child. Woo, y'all better leave love alone, because I heard you, baby, went all the way. I said that's one thing about it. Love, when it comes down to Texas females, if you're around the real Texas men, they don't want you to be no punk. They don't want nobody to run over you, and they're gonna make sure you're not a punk. They gonna make sure you're not a punk. My boyfriend last night told me, that's your mouth is slick. Your mouth is slick. I'm like, well, damn it, don't you come to me the wrong way, damn it. Like, let me chill. I don't want to be, going out. Just don't come at me like that, because hell, I'm going to have to defend myself, You better lower your voice. Hell, and I'm happy I can talk to, baby. I know he's like, damn it, when you wasn't able to talk, I enjoyed it. I didn't have to hear your mouth. I'm like, just stay in your lane. You ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about it. So, hunty, and I heard you came with all the smoke. You need to play that song when you come with some smoke again, Miss Love. You need to have that song, I Want All This Smoke, playing in the background when you being trill up in here. I heard you said I could take you to the north side, west side, north side, east side. I was like, oh Lord. I'm gonna have to call and calm her down. But you already know, Miss J, tell them what they got going on with me, what they trying to do to me. They are trying to stop me, you guys, any form of fashion. They all over there on YouTube. What is that? Twitter. They on Twitter trying to stop me. They messing with me here on YouTube. I'm like, damn. People ask me about getting a Patreon account, and I'm like, hell, I don't want to be, I don't like to charge. And I think about it, like from my point of view, like, even when I'm looking at articles, you have New York Times, you have Chicago Times. Like, if they give you a certain amount of time to look at their articles, then they want to charge you. I'm like, well, hell to hell with y'all. Look for a free one. So I don't have time. I barely have time for YouTube. So I know I don't have time for a Patreon account. I'm not trying to charge nobody. Who mess with me, D? Miss J, you got to tell them somebody messing with me. Somebody messing with me, Miss D. But I'm still here. I'm like, damn, what y'all trying to do here? I'm working on the back now. I'm working in the back. That's all I can say on that. I'm working in the back. But anywho, while I'm on here today, I want to talk to you guys about the prosecutors, fabrication, people fabricating things, people being wrongfully convicted of a crime, evidence, all that good stuff. But what I wanted to show you guys, how easy a person can manipulate the judge. I know that's right. I'm not gonna let y'all hold me, because I'm gonna have y'all coming over here packing for me. But yeah, I'm promoting the Innocent Project, you guys. I donated to the Innocent Project. They are doing a great job, and so I think if you can afford it, at least $5 or whatever. I donated some money when I ordered my shirt. I ordered a shirt from the Innocent Project. And then I'm working on getting somebody to come on here and talk to us, on the channel about the Innocent Project. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I don't want to hold you up because I know it's other channels that's on. So I'm gonna try to make this real quick. Y'all know I love talking to y'all when I come on, so I think it's this one. So let's get started.
11 years old when she concocted a story about a rape that never occurred. Her lies sent her father, Thomas Kennedy, to prison. He was sentenced to 15 years for 3 counts of child rape. 9 years later, Cassandra came forward to tell the truth and set him free.
He was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Then, in January 2012, Cassandra, 22, came to police and said her claims of rape were false. At the time, she was living at a Christian addiction treatment center near Kelso. Police and Cowlitz County prosecutor Sandra Bauer notified Kennedy, who was at the Stafford Creek Corrections Center in Aberdeen, Washington. Terry Mulligan, director of the Cowlitz County Office of Public Defense, filed a motion for a new trial. At a hearing in March 2012, Cassandra testified that the physical evidence of trauma to her genitals was because she had begun engaging in sexual activity as early as the 2nd grade with a boy in her class. She said the rape allegation came about after a friend's stepfather went to prison for a child sex crime. Cassandra said that she concocted the allegation to make her father go away because he was drinking and smoking marijuana. She testified that she may have known what to tell police to be convincing from watching movies or walking into bedrooms when adults were having sex. At the hearing, the boy, now grown, who had engaged in sexual activity with Cassandra during that time period testified as well and confirmed her story. On March 26, 2012, Cowlitz County Superior Court Stephen Warning granted the defense motion for a new trial, finding Cassandra's recantation was credible. Kennedy was released from custody.
My name's Thomas Kennedy. I spent 9 years in prison for a crime I didn't commit. I was falsely accused of raping my own daughter. The ex-wife and I split up when my 2 daughters were young. My 2 daughters and I would spend time with each other every other weekend. The visits were generally fun. Kids would be kids. We did a lot of traveling when they would come visit. We'd go camping, just do things. I worked in a scrapyard. Everything was going fine. I was having a good day up until I got that phone call. The officer had said that he wanted to talk to me because I'd been accused of molesting my daughter. My jaw hit the desk. Literally, I was very confused. The daughter accusing the dad. It's horrible. Nobody believed that I did it. Nobody. I didn't run. I didn't hide. I didn't contest the system itself in any way, believing that my innocence would prevail. I guess I watched a lot of Matlock. Because it don't happen like that no more. The trial was horrible. I was scared. I think the worst moment in my life was when I watched my daughter walk across the courtroom and get up in that stand and point at me. I wanted to scream out. I wanted to shout. I wanted to stand up on the table and yell at the jury and say, I did not do this. My mind is just overwhelmed with why. They found me guilty, and that was the only evidence that they really had, was her pointing her finger at me.
Thomas, what was it like sitting in that courtroom, hearing your own daughter, your own flesh and blood, say these things about you?
It was the worst moment of my life, Katie. I know it didn't happen. I'm innocent, and I love my daughter very much, and to hear this being spoken of me, it crushed me, it rubbed me.
I guess the question is why? What would motivate her to make up these stories?
I was an alcoholic when I was younger, and 2 years before I went to prison, I'd quit drinking. But while I was drinking, I didn't pay much attention to my daughters, and Cassandra was screaming for attention. And I think what motivated her to do it was attention.
Did you sense that she was angry at you or resentful? I mean, did you sense there was something going on with her at the time?
No, actually I didn't. It was a blindside. I'd never thought anything like this would ever happen.
Is there a chance that anything happened, that you did anything untoward or inappropriate to your daughter and just have no recollection of it because of the alcohol?
Absolutely not. I wasn't. I wouldn't drink when they were around. When I would have them, and it wasn't very often while I was drinking.
Okay, so I'm pausing in between so we can talk about different things that he's speaking of, and he's saying that my daughter wanted attention, and so I wanted to show you this part as well. I want to talk on that, but right now, before we see the young lady, I want to talk about doubt and beliefs. So you hear the Kate, are you sure? It's like, just like Gayle King, there's always a doubt, even when a person is, screaming out, I'm innocent. And, are you sure you wasn't drunk? Or, you sure you didn't, touch while you was drinking? And, and he was acquitted, from this here. The charges was dropped. And so you have like even Gayle King, even with Robert Sylvester Kelly being acquitted, people still, have those doubts. I don't believe it, and things like that. After a person has been, acquitted from these allegations. So, we're still trying to work on some things. We're still trying to push some, new laws, when it comes down to things like this, allegations when they're out there, you have to believe the accuser and you have to believe the accused as well, and not allow it to be out in the public eye like that, because a person is innocent until proven guilty.
What was prison life like for you?
It was horrible. It was knowing that I didn't do the crime, knowing that I was an innocent man in prison, and being punished and being treated like I did it. It was horrible. It was scary. I never knew from one second to the next what was going to come at me.
So 9 years of this. Did you ever think that your daughter would recant, that she would come forward and tell the truth?
I had prayed for that my entire time that I was in prison, and it did happen. It did happen, and it was a big surprise when it happened, but I'd prayed for it and hoped for it every single day.
Because you were offered a plea bargain, weren't you?
Yes.
For a lesser charge, but you refused to take that.
I refused to take it. I was offered a plea bargain, and when I refused it, the charges were increased to a more severe charge, and that happened twice. And I still refused it. And no one, but at the second time it came around, my lawyer looked at me and he says, "You're going to prison for 15 to 20 years. You might want to take the plea." And I told my lawyer, I says, I'm not going to prison admitting that I did something I didn't do. It's not going to happen. We're going to trial, and prepare yourself because we're going to trial.
So this is like what they call a scare tactic. The prosecutors, they're telling you, hey, if you don't, it's a chance now. If they find you guilty, you're going to be doing over 20 years to 50 years. So you better go ahead and plea. And you're trying to put fear in these people minds to go ahead and do a plea, because now only thing that the prosecutors are worrying about is the W. And so we're gonna be reading an article where they're changing the laws in certain states when it comes down to these prosecutors, and now they're reaching out, launching their investigation on these prosecutors that's going out wrongfully convicting people. So, 2 has been disbarred for misconduct and all that, but we're gonna get to that too. We're gonna, I'm gonna try to get this going as quick as I can. I will talk. So, I'm gonna talk through this really fast, and then we're gonna go to the other article.
How did you feel about her? I mean, you must have been so upset and angry.
I was kind of angry first, and I forgive my daughter. I absolutely forgive her. I was angry first. I was hurt. Sitting in there, knowing that she lied about me.
How did you deal with that?
I felt kind of angry first. I'm sorry, I'm not.
That's okay.
Not quite as ready to talk about it as I thought I was. And then I felt, man, Thomas, you're drinking, man, you really messed your kids' life up. You should have been a better dad.
So you blamed yourself in a way.
Kinda, yeah.
When she finally did come forward, what did you feel in your heart?
I felt joy. I felt security, knowing that my prayer had finally been answered. And I had hope and faith all along that it would be answered. And it was, finally. It's kind of how I felt.
This poor man, he was, he was more, relieved. He was more relieved than anything, because he was suffering while he was in prison. And so, when you go to prison, and this is allegations, and this man was found guilty of some allegations fabricated by his daughter, 11 years old. So you're in prison, you're getting beat up, and they said he was, this man was raped, and everything behind his daughter, and so he suffered a lot in this. So I wanted y'all to see this, and I want, they're also talking about, the punishment for the accuser lying. So they're talking about the punishment, but they don't want to punish them to the fact where now you're scared to come forward and tell the truth because you don't want to get punished. And so, now, they're trying to figure this out, with these accusers that, fabricate and lie for retaliation and different things.
Here, I know this is incredibly emotional for you. Tell me just what you're feeling right now.
Just embarrassed. And just regretful.
Looking back on it, Cassandra, why do you think you did this?
I was just angry and upset because I felt like he wasn't around enough, and he, broken promises and stuff like that.
You wanted more of him.
I did. I wanted more of my dad, and I wasn't getting it.
Thomas.
Okay, so rejection, right? This is what a lot of men are dealing with, as far as women, going out, making up, stories on them. So just say, for instance, we have, a woman that's doing everything she can to be with this man, but this man really, he doesn't want her. He wants to, just have, be a playmate. She be a playmate and things like that. She wants this attention. She wants him. She's going all out to be with him, and he doesn't want her like that. So she's going to act out. You have a lot of women that falsely accuse a man of raping them just because of revenge and retaliation, on that part.
Sandra, I know you described in really very graphic detail what happened, and not only to the police, but also on the witness stand. How were you able to fabricate such a convincing story against your dad?
I had a friend at the time that had went through something like this, and she would talk to me about it.
What do you mean she went through something like this?
She had been molested and stuff by her stepdad.
By her stepfather?
Yeah.
Was she raped by her stepfather?
I can't remember.
But sexually abused?
Yeah. And
so she would talk to you about that?
Yeah, because we were pretty close.
Okay, so on here, she took someone else's story to, you know, put her father in jail, you know, and this reminds me of Jerronda Johnson Pace. If you can remember, you know, Jerronda Johnson Pace, she gets on Lifetime, and she's repeating what other people are saying. And, you know, if you go back and look at her interviews, you never hear of suicide pacts. You never hear of this. You never hear of that. But then once, you know, the Lifetime deal comes out, and then you have all these women going on their smearing campaign against Robert, she takes what they say and she adds it on to her story. So you see a lot of that going on, but this here is to show you guys how easy it is for the system to allow these people to go in and say things without doing a thorough investigation on what they're saying. Because I just feel like
at the hospital you were examined, and a rape kit was used, and there was evidence of that you had been sexually active at just 11 years old. So did that, Thomas, did that contribute to the prosecution's case?
Yes, it did. Yeah, that was they had used that along with her testimony to find a conviction against me. But had they, I believe that had my attorney argued that evidence, because there was just what was referred to as a pinhole in the hymen. And honestly, had a full-grown man done something like that, it would be far more damage than that. And my lawyer refused to argue that. He refused to state that. And so I think that's what led to my conviction.
Pinhole in the hymen. And this young lady, she was, this lady was actually having sex when she was in the second grade with her little boyfriend. So he had to testify with the second trial. So this girl is sexually active when she was 2 years old. And so, basically, and I'm like, okay, this sounds like Greenberg, just not fighting the case, just not fighting anything. You're not trying to bring up, facts. You're not trying to, argue any discovery. You're not trying to do anything. So, this guy's like, hey, a pinhole in the hymen. So basically it's like a little bitty penis, she's sexually active, but it's not to the point where a grown man would be in there. Because that's what I was like trying to wonder. I'm like, where's the broken tissue and and things like that? Because usually when a man is molesting a child, that child is ripped open. What a 2-year-old know about having sex. Once Miss D, you rewind it back, you'll hear the article, where it was speaking on her having sex in the second grade. She was having sex in the second grade with the boy, and so they put him on the stand, and he was a grown man at the time. And, he was like, yes, it's true. So this child was getting her freak on in the second grade, Mm-mm-mm.
When you found out your dad was going to be going to prison for a very long time, how did you feel?
I felt guilty and ashamed, and I felt bad.
How were you able to endure the shame and the guilt?
I ran to drugs and alcohol and just to hide, to try and bury the pain and cover what I'd done.
Okay. This is a part two. You know how you've been hearing a lot, with these specialists. You hear them say, oh, they went through this, they was molested, that's why they're acting out, that's why she's on drugs, and that's why she's wilding out. Sometimes they can be wilding out because their guilt is eating their asses apart. Fuck and ain't no. I know that's right, Miss D. So it's showing this right here, Miss D. And I wanted to show this because I feel like, and I'm sorry, it's not no drama over here, ain't nothing like that, because I know when it comes down to drama, your numbers are up the roof. But this is some serious stuff that we need to talk about. We need to talk about, the community and our kids, and and different the law, and different things like that. So if they want that drama and they want that smoke, I'm sorry, I'm not that person. You might find it every now and then on here, but I'm on here about serious things, so. But when you have a 2-year a second grader that's sexually active, and she's acting out immediately, they feel like, oh, somebody did something to him, and this girl was doing all this for attention, love, and attention, and things like that. So even in situations like this, it can help us learn some things as parents, because as a parent, we don't have a manual to know how to become parents. We just grow, and we learn with our kids. It's like we're growing up with our kids. And so she went into drugs, because the guilt was eating her ass alive. And I'm like, you know what? A lot of these people, they try to, put it on the accused and not paying attention to the accuser. Like, okay, is she really acting out because the accused did something to her, or is she actually acting out because of guilt? And so this is one of the parts too that I wanted to, break down and stuff like that. And she's ashamed. And a lot of times these women, they're, I don't want to come out because I'm ashamed. But, God will whoop your ass. He'll make you come out.
What made you decide, Cassandra, to finally tell the truth?
The Lord. I had gotten clean up at the Mountain Ministries.
This was a rehabilitation,
A faith-based drug and alcohol treatment center.
And you talked to a counselor and confessed to a counselor there.
And I called the police and I let them know.
What did you say to the police?
I told them I lied and I wanted to recant. So.
Were you afraid that you could be charged with perjury or something that would have huge repercussions for you?
Yeah, I was definitely afraid of consequences. But that was kind of selfish to think like that. So.
What did it feel like for you to have this burden lifted off your shoulders after all these years?
Amazing. Freeing. I felt free.
So clearly your faith for both of you really changed everything.
Without it, I wouldn't have been able to do this. The Lord definitely gave me the strength to do the right thing. And I mean, it's just amazing. I was so afraid of the outcome, and he kept telling me, don't be afraid, I'm with you, don't be afraid, you know, you're doing the right thing, and that's what matters the most to him. And there's probably so many people, innocent men in prison around the world, you know, for things that they never did, and there's probably a lot of women out there that want to do the right thing but don't know how, and the way is Jesus, you know. I wanted to make it right a long time ago, but I couldn't do it within myself. I didn't know how.
Lifted to a hospital in Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay, see, that's another thing. A lot of women, just like my cousin, and this was a consensual sexual relationship, and we know it, and they didn't want to accept no one to be, you know, witnesses for him. Nothing. They just, like, he's a black man, his semen in her, that's all we need, you know. And so do the right thing, you know, just do the right thing, because that Mr. J, and I like what you said on there, you know. And I'm actually, Mr. J, I'm dedicating this to one of my clients, because it's always an argument with her. And she's, you know, I'll say, what you call middle class female, probably in her late 50s, no kids, no husband. She has one nephew, and she swear on her life that when a woman say that a man has done something to her, they are telling the truth, and that man is guilty as hell. And I'm dedicating this to her, and I hope she's watching, because I told her, I said, I need you to watch what I'm gonna put up here, because we don't need, you know, jurors like that sitting up there thinking because that female said it is true. And right now, there needs to be some new laws. You have to do a thorough investigation, like you said, investigate with a no rocks unturned, fine tooth comb. You know, make sure all the teeth on there when you combing the hairs straight. And because it's not like I told her, I said, let me tell you something. So you telling me the girl that falsely accused, the person that falsely accused my child, or my cousin and anybody else, they were telling the truth? No, they were not. A lot of times women do stuff out of anger. How many people know of someone with their baby's father? They're no longer together, and then this man goes on with his life. He gets a new girlfriend, or he gets married, and this woman make this man life a living hell, using the kids to make his life a living hell. She take the kids over there. Y'all ain't gotta listen to her. You ain't gotta listen to your daddy. You know, so she teaching these kids and coaching them to come over and be disrespectful. Then they get their little tails popped by their father, and they crying to mama, oh, I'm calling CPS on you, your ass going to jail. You know, every time you calling, I need something for Junebug. Junebug need this every day calling. He need this, he need that, you know, trying to make the man broke, and sitting around with her friend. The hell with him. I'm not dealing with him. I don't care what he got. He ain't finna be taking his woman out. You know, you all on his Facebook investigating, trying to see where him and his old lady going, you know, out to eat. Oh, he taking her out to eat. She eating lobsters and stuff. I'm putting his ass on child support, trying to punish the man. And that's what we get with a lot of females. I'm not bashing, but the truth is the truth. Hell, that's why I'm trying to let my damn client know every woman is not telling the truth. And this what made me do this here today, because she really, really, really pissed me off. She really pissed me off. Well, everybody's not gonna come and be saying the same thing. I said, I don't think no man gonna be doing the same thing with every woman. They gonna try something different, because every woman have a different flavor, different character about themselves. So everybody's not going to be in the bed doing the same thing to a different woman. Let me move on. But this right here, I want to talk about the plea with this lady here. This is a lady that was they found her guilty. Shaking the baby, saying she shook the baby. I forgot that's the name of the syndrome that they had, shaking baby syndrome or something like that. So they found this woman guilty. She went to prison, and it was crazy, but I'll let you hear a little bit of her story. I didn't do a whole story on her, but I just want y'all to see how easy it is for these people to find someone guilty without doing a full, thorough investigation, making sure, does this make sense? Just evidence. I mean, just pure evidence, not just a fingerprint, not just semen. Somebody can be sneaking around. We do have those. Yeah, shaking baby, the shaking baby syndrome. You can have, a man sneaking around with somebody, wife, or the woman sneaking around with somebody, husband, or whatever the case might be. And you might have fingerprints here, you might have semen there, but you have to get that whole story. That truth is somewhere. You have to find it. That's a feminist. I can't deal with those type. They be hurt. So they think all men are. I can go on and on about her, but God bless her. She already know how I feel, because like we had like some falling out about Robert, and I don't care. It's like, and then she had the nerve to talk about Elvis Presley. I'm like, wait a minute. I said, don't you talk to me about no damn Elvis Presley. This man flew a damn 14-year-old to his estate, blacking her damn eye. She said it herself, but ain't nobody saying nothing. The man star still on the ground, and they still praising him like hell. His birthday went well. She celebrated his birthday. Nobody had nothing to say. Nobody's trying to mute Elvis or anything that pertaining to Elvis. So I said, don't talk to me about no Elvis, and I won't talk to you about Robert. And that's how it be. So I'm like, just that one. We can't get those type of people on that on the jury pool.
She would never regain consciousness and died later that evening.
They had said she was shaken violently and her head was slammed against something. I was just stunned. I couldn't believe that they thought that something had happened to this child when I knew in my heart nothing had happened to her.
Audrey Edmonds was charged with first-degree reckless homicide. During her trial, the prosecutor painted a picture of a pregnant and frustrated babysitter who was at her wit's end. And a forensic pathologist testified that Natalie's injuries were clear indications of shaken baby syndrome. While local headlines vilified her as a child killer, Audrey vehemently maintained her innocence.
Nothing was done in my care to hurt Natalie that day or any time.
But the jury sided with the prosecution, and Audrey Edmonds was found guilty. She was sentenced to 18 years in prison. Audrey served 11 years of an 18-year sentence before new medical evidence set her free. So Audrey, I know 4 years into your sentence, you were up for parole. But in order to be granted parole, you had to admit wrongdoing and show remorse. That was something you refused to do. Why?
I knew in my heart what was true. I knew that this was a false accusation. I could not admit to their medical inaccuracies. And showing no remorse, I had already showed plenty of remorse, in my opinion. I took care of this baby. I cried for help. I consoled the parents. I went to the funeral. That was a far cry from a hit-and-run accident. and their definition of remorse was very vague and something that I could not do.
Your husband, though, wanted you to confess to the crime and really lie about what happened. Is that right?
We had talked about that because he felt that if I did that, I could get out, and he wanted me home with our children. And I knew in my heart I could not do that. It would be wrong. It would hurt the medical and scientific community, as that was growing in wrongful convictions against Shaken Baby already then.
Were you tempted, though?
So that's what I want to show, that part where I feel like this, you guys, when, just like with Bill Cosby, in those guys that was accused of the rape in New York, the 5 gentlemen that was conviction was overturned. When you go up for parole and you're dealing with this, you in there 9 years and you still saying, I'm not gonna come up here and tell you guys that I'm guilty of something that I have not done, and you spend 9 years. That is something to look into. The prosecutors, whoever, like, wait a minute, this we need to look into this more, because they still saying they're innocent. You have people like, oh, everybody in here saying they're innocent, but when you can go up for parole and you saying, no, I'm not gonna sit here and show remorse for something I did not do, and I think they should be like, scratching their heads like, well, this is something, we need to look into. 9 years, the woman been here 9 years. So then we go back and we look at evidence showing that the woman didn't do it. The baby had ear infection problems. The child was fussy every time she came to the, babysitter. She stayed sick, and and she leaning back and she got a bottle. So, things going on with her ear, and, and different things like that. And the woman didn't do anything. So I'm just like, this is just crazy. Lord have mercy. Let me pull this one up, and I got like I'm gonna do 2 more articles, and then I'm gonna try to go, because it's 9:50. Oh, Lord. But y'all make sure y'all share this, because this is important. I know this is not about drama. This is not drama. And nobody talking no mess and stuff like this, but this is serious stuff. This is really serious. Like, we have to pay more attention to this. We have to, go and voice our opinions and stuff when we go to these town hall meetings and go to the government and speak on different things like that. So it's sad, but
I'm delighted to be here for the announcement of a rather important report called Overturning Convictions and an Era. It's actually a title that came out of a newspaper article, but it cuts to the heart of it, which is that the work of the Philadelphia District Attorney's Conviction Integrity Unit, which is historic and which is an incredible achievement, especially compared to what happened in prior administrations, is not just about the many people who were innocent and who are now out of jail as a result of the CIU's work. It's about the restoration of trust between communities that have good reason not to trust prosecutors and have good reason not to trust police. It's about that. It's about a criminal justice system that for decades put winning cases first.
Thank you.
Put the truth second. That for decades put politics first and justice second. And that for decades tell the same dehumanizing story over and over that ignored the evidence and ignored the facts and ignored the science and ignored the truth. And also ignored the United States Constitution, which required prosecutors to do better and required police to do better. And that's not what happened. So we are here to talk about this amazing report. I want to acknowledge some of the people who prepared this report and did the work that is memorialized in this report. We have prosecutors and staff from Philadelphia's Conviction Integrity Unit with us. They are
filling station close to where the man worked. The bodies of the couple were found the next day in an abandoned townhouse in East Chicago Heights, now Fort Heights. Both victims had been shot, and the female victim had been gang raped. Investigation and trial. A false tip from a man who lived near the crime scene lead to the arrest of 4 men, Verneal Jimerson, Dennis Williams, Adams, and Willie Range. In addition, Paula Gray, Adams' girlfriend who could neither read nor write, was brought into the police station for questioning. After being held without legal counsel for a couple of days, Gray confessed to a grand jury that she had been present while the 4 men had raped the female victim. She also stated that she saw Dennis Williams shoot both victims. A month later, Gray recanted her story at a preliminary hearing, stating that she had been drugged and police had simply told her what to say. The charges against Jimerson were dropped, but Gray was then charged with murder and perjury. Post-conviction investigation. In 1994, the jailhouse informant recanted his testimony, stating that he had lied about overhearing Williams and Range discussing how they committed the murder because prosecutors offered him a deal on the charges he was facing at the time. With the help of David Prentice.
Now let me pause this. This is something. That's what I wanted. Let me get out of here. I'll get over here. That's one of the main things I wanted y'all to hear. Did you hear the prosecutors accepting a convict's story to get, just like Larry and everybody else with this immunity, just to get some immunity, they are saying things. So he lied. He lied. He didn't know anything about this man. And then prosecutors accept people like this to tell a story just to get out of damn trouble. And so when are they going to stop accepting stuff like this? When? It's really, it's horrible. It is horrible. Like I said, I apologize once again. This is not about drama, but this is about truth and stuff that we really need to look into. So I'm sorry, no drama over here today, but I'm just like, I want my clients to see what I'm talking about here, because everybody's not telling the damn truth when they run into the police.
And a team of journalism students from Northwestern University, the 4 men gained access to evidence for DNA testing. In 1996, DNA testing exonerated all 4 men and implicated 3 other men, 2 of whom confessed and pleaded guilty to the crimes in 1997. They also discovered that the police had been tipped to the identity of the actual perpetrators early on in the investigation, but did not pursue the lead. Life after exoneration.
Okay. This man here, Kenneth, he received I think they did a total of $36 million against the police officers that was involved in the investigation. So y'all see how everybody feel like the feds, investigators, the police, the DA are just walking around with a halo over their heads. And this here shows you guys that this can happen, and it has happened over and over and over again. And so it's a sad situation. And so the Innocent Project, the majority of this here is falsely accused of rape. And it's sad. So let's hear this one.
Malcolm Alexander. Ineffective trial lawyer and flawed eyewitness identification procedure destroyed the lives of Malcolm Alexander and his family for 38 years. He is the Innocence Project's longest-serving exonerated client. On January 30th, 2018, after a reinvestigation...
Y'all, I'm gonna cut this short. I'm gonna play this right here, and that way, and so I can chat with y'all before I get ready to get off the off out here, because you know, I'm gonna be so busy, y'all. I'm gonna be so busy. I swear, I need 20 of me. I need 20 of me, but I just want you guys to see what I am seeing here. You know.
News May 19th, 21. This prosecutor's misconduct sent 2 innocent people to jail. Now he's been disbarred. Richard Rick Jackson's misconduct sent Dennis Allen and Stanley Mozee to prison for a crime they didn't commit. By Danielle Selby. Stanley Orson Mozee, left, represented by the Innocence Project, with his daughter, LaTanya Mozee, second from left, and Dennis Lee Allen, right, represented by the Innocence Project of Texas, with his grandmother, Ophelia Smith, second from right, celebrate their freedom after Judge Mark Stoltz overturned their convictions on Tuesday, October 28, 2014. Image,
Hi,
Laura Solt.
Shamika.
When Dennis Allen learned that the former Dallas County prosecutor Richard Rick Jackson had been disbarred, he felt fabulous. But, Mr. Allen clarified, his joy stemmed not from Mr. Jackson's punishment, but from this huge step in the right direction towards justice. I just felt happy and overjoyed that finally we were making real progress towards justice for everyone, he said. In 2000, Mr. Jackson, then a Dallas County Assistant District Attorney, withheld evidence from 2 innocent men on trial for murder, Mr. Allen and Stanley Mozee. Both men were sentenced to life in prison and spent 15 years incarcerated for a crime they didn't commit, while evidence that could have proven their innocence sat in Mr. Jackson's files the entire time. To be honest, I believed in our system. I did not know there were individuals who were engaging in misconduct, who would do this until it actually happened to me, Mr. Allen said. I believed that the system was in place for everybody and that it would give everyone the opportunity at real justice. I really believed that the system would work. Stanley Orson Mozee, represented by the Innocence Project and attorney Nina Morrison, background, takes his first steps on the outside after Judge Mark Stoltz overturned his conviction for murder because of prosecutorial misconduct at the Frank Crowley Courts building on Tuesday, October 28, 2014. Image, Laura Solt.
Okay, so
Mr. Allen and Mr.
that's what I wanted y'all to hear on that. So I want y'all just to know that this is what the prosecutor, everybody, that's why I feel, our justice system, and I'm like, I don't believe in justice system, because what I see all the time, you know, there's no innocent to proven guilty at all, you know, and when you're innocent, you still can go to jail, and that's why people like, oh, he's going to jail. I'm like, whatever. And he's guilty. I'm like, do you know how many innocent people are put in jail because misconduct? Because of misconduct, you know. There was another article that I was reading, and that's why I'm just gonna go through this kind of fast so I can, you know, chat with y'all for a little bit, and I'll just, you know, whenever I have time, I'll come back and finish this off, because I also wanted to talk about like these 15-year-olds that they're charging for crimes. I'm like, okay, on the Surviving Lives, y'all said somebody cortex is not developed and not functioning right. So okay, what about these 15-year-olds? Their cortex not working right? So how old is 15 really? So you can steal somebody's car and they die trying to chase you and hold on to the car, and you charge them for as an adult for doing their crime. Just like you charging this 15-year-old, he shot a security guard. Thank you, Shamika. He shot a security guard. So the security guard, you know, he lived, but they charging these boys as an adult. So I'm like, wait a minute. So this is like a one-sided thing here, it we have willing participants over here, but you have Jim there, Gaddis, and then you have these experts all on lifetime of lies and fabrication and and different things. So you have Jim there gets, oh, she just a teenager, like she's sneaking into a movie theater and watching a X-rated movie, you know. You can commit murder and you charge as yeah. I mean, I have a screen right here. I was gonna bring it up. Wrong is wrong. So why are they making a difference? Sex versus violence. That's what I'm saying. So if we can hold these 15-year-olds accountable for their actions when they're doing certain things, just like a willing participant when they go somewhere and they open their legs willingly, also they should be held responsible for their actions as well. you know when I was 15, I felt I knew, yeah, well, it all. Like, I mean, you have, and I like, a lot of people don't like David Chappelle talks stupid, but when you just really really listen to David Chappelle, he tried to put that out there into the universe so you can hear what he is saying, but he's trying to make you laugh at the same time. And he made a whole lot of sense when he said, well, you had a 7-year old that was duct tape and had sense enough to chew her damn way out of that duct tape and escape. And I remember a carjacking, and I think the little girl was 6 years old. Her brother was 3, and she had the cell phone, but she remembered that cell phone you still can call 911. And that baby dialed 911 at the age of 6 or 7 years old, telling those police where they were located. That baby was able to read that sign, tell the police, and this baby is whispering. She had sense enough to put on the GPS, and they was headed to Mexico. And they found his ass, and that baby, and kudos to her. We had another young child, and they don't speak on it. I don't talk about stuff like this. This was a damn neighbor, kidnapped her, took her to the cabin, and she was tied up, but she got her loose, and she took her ass out. She took her ass on, and she knew, exactly where to go. So, how old is 15 really? Somebody, and I'm not, and a lot of people feel like I'm trying to say, yeah, it's okay, go ahead and screw and things like that. I'd rather for you to wait until you get grown, build your life, build yourself, make sure you have yourself in order, and that way when you have somebody come in your life, y'all coming together as a team to grow and build even more. And we have some little girls that's no more than women. But what I'm saying, if you can charge a person 15 for their crimes, and you say their cortex is good and they know better, but then you saying this person can get a fake ID, pretend that they're 18 and older, pretend that they're grown, and then have sex with a grown man, and she don't be held accountable for her actions, but we're gonna blame it on the cortex of the brain. Okay. So, we're gonna blame it on cortex of the brain. So we're gonna give somebody 50 years for that. So that's all I'm saying. Now rape is rape. You're forcing somebody to have sex with you and they do not want to have sex with you. That is rape. Yes. But a willing participant, if you can hold these people, and I have the article, if y'all remember I did an article about the 13-year-old and 15-year-old jump in the Uber driver's car. He holds on to the car and they ram the car against to the pole. They flips it over. She jumps out. She's not worried about the man laying on the ground. She's worried about her damn phone. But the first thing they said, me and Jeff was just talking about that today. This, you know what, Shamika, people can say what they want to say. You know, just like you have Angela, oh, my daughter. I'm like looking at him like, dude, let me tell you something. I listened to Azriel. I listened to her speak. She speaks. She's very feisty, and this young lady is very intelligent. But they want to say, oh, she don't know better. Her age, the cortex in her brain. So then I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, here in Texas, I think it's 15 or 16-year-old. You have to be, you can be 15 and 16-year-old to be responsible to babysit. So you have a 15-year-old, you're saying a 15-year-old, 16-year-old is responsible to see about somebody's kids and make sure that these kids are okay. But they're not responsible for opening up their legs. I'm just saying it's just too. We got to get it right, because I just sit here and I look at situations like, okay, if this person go to trial and just say we got grandma or grandpa sitting there and they're listening, and then they're like, oh, ooh, if there was my granddaughter, if there was my granddaughter, he touched my granddaughter, and things like that. But they're only thinking about her being touched by a man. But what is it? What's the difference? Having sex. So you can have sex with somebody your age. That's a penis. That penis does the same thing. It's going to do the same thing as a grown-up penis, because both of them are penis. They can do damage to you either way. So what should the law be for these 15, these they say underage girls, having sex? What kind of law should we fight for these women, young women, going out having sex? That's what I'm saying here, because that young boy, teenager, can get her pregnant. He don't have a pot to piss in, a window to throw it out. You either going to be on welfare dependent on your parents. You're going to drop out of school because he's not going to help you take care of, because his little young ass going to be out looking for another flat belly to go throw another baby in. And you stuck with a big stomach and a baby on your damn hip. And your retired mama and daddy got to get out of retirement to take care of you and your child. So what's going on in this? Because y'all always throw me off. So I'm trying not to look at y'all over here, but I'm nosy as hell. 15 in age, but 13-year-old, yes, mindset. And I like what this celebrity said. She said, when are we going to normalize our young girls? When we going to start back normalizing our young girls? And she was talking about dressing these girls like girls. Because now you got the babies with the hopper top and their stomach out and they look brown and all that kind of stuff. I cannot stand to see my girls put my glam babies in them little tights. And I'm like, she could wear that with a dress, but you can still see print and booty. They look, you can see their bodies. And so she said, when we gonna start back normalizing our youth, to dress like kids, we got the kids, and I'm speaking on even what I went through. I grew up fast, and like I told everybody, you can say what you want to say. You can say a damn cortex to the damn brain all you want, because if you look at women that's up in their 20s, all the way up to their 60s, some must be still wrong with their cortex, because they act just as childish, So that's what I'm saying. What kind of laws can we come up with? Because we have to start holding these teenagers. If we're gonna hold them accountable for one crime, we need to hold them accountable for another crime. Fake IDs, going and having sex, do like you do with the cigarettes and the beer. You can't have sex till you're 21 here. Hell, sex do so much damage to you these days. So hell, just like cigarettes and damn beer, hell, you got to be 21. That's the only way I can think of, because the sex do some damaging things to you. So make it 21. Let's see. This little hot heifer told my boy he can get the HBO. Wait a minute, Shamika. Wait. This little hot heifer told my boy he can get the HBO special. I'm like, what the baby? Head booty and other. I'm gonna tell you something. Did you just see the thing that happened with the man daughter blaming him for molesting her? She started having sex at the age when she was in the 2nd grade. And what was it again? A pinhole to the highness. A highness. Pinhole to the highness, or highness or something. I gotta look that out. Look that up. This is why women are so protected of these, and these little boys are misunderstood, but they are judged based on what they are as women. Young girls have sex. The same thing we were doing. That's what I'm saying. It's okay. I don't get it. Y'all, I swear I sit here and I try to figure it out, because it's like now this Me Too mess has gotten everything all jacked up, and then the alphabets and all that kind of stuff, and people can say what they want to say here. You're not finna get me mixed up with no damn alphabets. I mean, y'all do y'all behind closed doors. I don't care what y'all do behind closed door. I don't want to know about your what you do and how you do it, and your feathers and your leather and your whips and all this, and your lace wigs and damn heavy makeup. I don't want to know anything about that, because I'm just saying, I'm the type of person, I believe, I know God made a man and a woman for a reason. So now they want to just flip everything, so it can be all about the women. Yes, we want to be equal. I was watching what's that? The Black Ink Crew, and how those women talk to those men and made those men feel like little boys. And you hear this one guy, I'm a woman, and you gotta, and I'm like, girl, you fine as hell. You got an apple bottom booty and a flat stomach. So this man, he felt like that was a compliment, you better whatever, because somebody watching her, I feel that I'm a woman. Oh my God, just act like she about to die. And then you got the other woman that's on Black Ink Crew, that's with the I can't think of them damn people name right now, but she's always have this different color hair, and she's like, she messed with men and women. And she talked to that man like a dog on that freaking plane. And then the other woman wanted her boyfriend to beat the hell out the man for saying that she fine. And so I'm looking like, damn, wait a minute. The man, is telling the man, you're being disrespectful and everything. Then He get the fighting and somebody get killed, then his ass in jail. You walking around here, oh my God, I don't know why he did that. That was so stupid. And then he run around being aggressive because somebody saying you fine. Every time somebody say you fine, you feel like this man's supposed to beat somebody's ass. Then you get mad, and the first thing you say, look at his record. He's real mean. You see, he fights. He got all these records for fighting, but he's fighting for you. And I'm like, this and this women empowerment shit, y'all doing it the wrong way. Y'all taking it too far. I don't give a shit what nobody say. I am a female. I have boys and I have girls, but y'all need to do this right. And it's just out of line. I swear this shit is out of line. This is why women. Also, my baby, they celebrated. Hell, I ain't gonna say I was fast, but hell, I ain't want no damn boy. I mean, I'm like, and I listen. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I ain't trying to raise your babies. You ain't got no business with your babies watching my channel anyway. This is for the grown people. I got it already put in place. This channel ain't for y'all children and cheering and stuff on here. But I knew what I wanted. I'm like, hell, if I'm gonna have some sex, I know who I want to have sex with. And it's going to be somebody responsible with their own house, clean, with a job, and, mature. Because I was mature for my age. I didn't have time to be playing with these little old bitty boys. Get your ass out my face. Your teenage boys, they hitting on you and all that. Just, just looking like, damn, you play too much. And hell, my ex-husband and I, hell, we got together. And I already told my mom, I'm like, she told me, I know you ain't over there trying to be with a grown man over there. And I'm like, come on, mama, now, listen, I'm going to have sex eventually. Like, if you put them penises in the hole, you can't tell what age those penises are. So, and that's what I told him. I'm like, so you telling me to go have sex with somebody I go to school with? I mean, that's how my mom and I were talking. It's like, girl, I can't tell you nothing. You gonna go out and do it anyway, but you be careful. I'm like, I'm gonna be careful. Sometimes we sit over there just talking, no sex, just sitting there talking, eating, watching a movie. But I'm comfortable. Like, I'm comfortable. I'm not nowhere in no car with some childish person and and things like that. I mean, I'm just talking about me now. I ain't telling nobody else to do what I did, but if I can, I got my beautiful kids, but I'm just saying, if I can start all over again, I'll be this Virgin Mary. I wouldn't have no babies. I wouldn't have sex. I'd wait till I turn about 60, to find my husband and have sex, So it is what it is. But y'all saying they gonna make it against the law for black men to date women. No, Mr. J. Yeah, they go. Every man that got a woman, he going to jail, and they gonna flip the script. They gonna have coming out. Let me see. Tom, and then they gonna come out. They gonna come out Roseanne. They try to take all our men down. They try to take them down. But I watched that Black Ink Crew stuff. I'm like, this is terrible. I never seen nothing like it. I'm like, why y'all women talking to these men like that? I mean, all in their face, and they just like little puppies. Like, man, with this Me Too movement and these women, all this, I'm like a puppy. And them boys was like damn puppies, and that really irritated me. I want a man to be nice and and treat that woman with respect, but let that man be a man. I mean, she's telling this man how to be a man. I'm finna pull it up. So y'all can hear what she said. I'm telling you, I was like, damn. I was so mad. I was like, girl, stop talking to that man like that. Say throw away the key. Y'all better, oh Lord. I'm just praying for our nation. I would say with all of you, I made some dumb ass mistakes. Life learned. learn life, but I had enough sense to turn around. That's right. Like, we're gonna make mistakes, and I'm gonna tell you something. When you have your kids locked in and not telling them, the truth in the world. So that right there showed you that baby that was in the second grade having sex. Y'all gotta start early. Cause see, back then you didn't have all this social media. They gonna learn it from some damn body. So you better start teaching them, and you better be real. We don't talk to them about no birds and no bees and no baby dolls, and don't get no toys and all that. You're gonna have to be raw with them so they can understand when they get out there into the world and you're not there to guide them, they're gonna know what decisions to make. Deja vu, he already started, child. He comes in, he said he don't want, he said, what you call, what's that? You don't want no smoke. I'm playing before I leave out. I'm glad for life. I don't have any regrets, but there are things that I wish I had. Now, yeah, I mean, you can't, Sandra, you can't be mad with your life learning lessons, because life is life. Life is going to teach you too. Life is going to teach you. And right now I'm so upset. Like, I'm happy for my son, but I'm kind of upset. He's moving to Austin with his older brother, and a cousin. So you got four boys, young men in a house on their own for the first time. So all I can imagine is them going out. They see some hotties. They invite them to the crib, and you might get a hold to a loco, somebody like the damn Deronda Johnson Pace, or what's her name, and Azriel, or people like that. You might get a hold of people like that. And I told my son, like, oh Lord, just be careful, baby, please make sure you wear a condom. I'm like, well, shit, hell, that ain't gonna work either. Hell, they'll say they held you down, and then he had time to put on a condom. Like, I said, y'all please just be careful, and I'm so nervous now. I'm so scared, just because of stuff like this that's going on in the world, where a woman can say something and they just take it and run with it. And that's why I said the accuser and the accused need to be heard. Mr. J, I had a good video about before you do on our channel about dating. Y'all talking about dating. So I even date these days. Play with you tonight. He goes, Shabika, we gotta start back putting that belt out. Some of these young women got so I'm let me find this video. I ain't thinking about Mr. J. But you never lie. Whew. But you gotta hear both. The truth is up there somewhere, so I'm just saying. Let me find it, y'all. Let's just be okay. Save. Let's see. I thought I saved it. Black Ink Crew. Let me show y'all this real quick. And this is what I was talking about. Like, Nicole and Robert defense team needs to bring up. Yeah, my son and daughter be looking at me strange. Don't you sugarcoat nothing. You better tell them. They said that Kim fucking joined the innocent program. Y'all knew she just wanted to be there in case. I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna show y'all like how easily like you can put somebody's face. All right, and you how easily you can put a face on somebody's body. I think it's Snoop Dogg. Let me see. Yeah, this is Snoop Dogg. Look there. That is too crazy. Okay.
You know she bad, but what's new? Maybe the baddest. I want you, girl. I think I'm in love. She knows she
Look at
bad,
that.
but what's new?
Does that look
Maybe
real?
the baddest. I want you, girl. I think I'm in love. She knows she bad, but what's new? Maybe the baddest.
That is, y'all see what I'm talking
I
about? How
think
you
I'm in
get somebody's face and put it on somebody else's face? Y'all see that? Let me see. I want to pull this up. Okay, criminal cause of defending R.Kelly charges include racketeering, child battery, kidnap, forced labor, and man act, forced enticement, U.S. District of Andy, overflow, courtroom, in-person proceeding. Okay, I'm trying to read, so I'm trying to see. Okay, they're talking about the hearing. You're not it's gonna be in person, and then they're gonna have an overflow room, 4H North, and the defendant will appear video conference. Okay, right here. Let's see. Try to pull it up. But I mean, y'all see that though? Y'all see it? That look real. Hey, Lady T, that looks real. I'm gonna pull this up, y'all. This is a hot mess. I shouldn't even be posting talking about this. Let me pull it up though. But they talk to the men like they were dogs, and hell, they try to make these damn men like women, and like this, the women feminists, and the women's right, and the Me Too movement, and the alphabet community is trying to make these men weak as hell, and I just felt like that was just terrible. I was like, y'all have to do to people like that in public. Like me and mine, we'll have our battle royal like in our own home and address, but in the public, I ain't finna have him like all, but I ain't taking no mess from his ass. He already know that. Talking about I got a slick mouth. Let me see. Is this it? Let me see. Let me see if this is it. I guess I'm on me to play it. She was treated. Circle of abuse is sad and crazy. Hell, I guess they don't want to play it for me. Let me get some of this stuff off the screen real quick. I think this is Caesar talking about it. Hell, if it play, Caesar find some closure. Just damn it, hell, I've been looking at this damn thing all day. Yeah, get out of here too. I'm trying to find it. Hey, you, Jay, a long day. How you been? I'm trying to find it, y'all. Get this thing to play. Trying to find when she was on that plane. What's have to be it? I don't know. Maybe it'll play. I mean, y'all should have seen how she dogged him out. I was like, oh my God. She talked to the man like he was a dog. And then this other one here, she went off on that dude. Let me see if I can find it. It is crazy. Why her face like that? You talking about she was, oh Lord, I feel sorry for him. I was like, this is embarrassing. Trying to figure out because I was watching. I watched that whole like thing. This the one that was talking to that dude like a dog. I don't know. And this is the one. This lady right here. She was in an abusive relationship. She went through. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think she told her about herself being molested.
Well, I was thinking about getting a tattoo today.
So you want to get a tattoo?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
No, that's not it.
Your name.
You
gonna get my name?
She told the man that he need to fight. He should have been fighting for her. I'm like, why would a man? Yeah, I think this when she went off.
What you working on? Greatness?
They might shut me down like they always do. But I was looking at that. I'm like, these people has taken blown this all out of proportion. Like he ain't call out her name, he ain't cussed her out or nothing like that. But she feels sexually harassed. She felt like she was sexually harassed. Like, so y'all better not say nothing about nobody and say that they, cute and they looking good and and stuff like that. She just went ham, and it's crazy. So y'all be careful what y'all say. Don't y'all say nothing. I'm telling you, I don't know what kind of world we got going on right now, but it is what it is. They covered all bases. Yeah. What's up? Yeah, that girl. Her name is Donna, and what's up? Her boyfriend named Donna and Donna. What's her boyfriend name? Alex. And he's allowing her to go be with a woman. So that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all have reality TV and all this teaching y'all babies, stuff like that. Like, it's okay to have a relationship, and then it's okay for your woman to go be with another woman, and she can bring that woman in the bed with y'all. This is the kind of stuff these people teaching our babies, these alphabets and everybody. Then they try to teach, I'm about to go. I got to pack, y'all. I have to pack. Thank y'all for coming. Who face? You said why her face is looking like that? Well, who? Donna? Y'all go back and watch that scene, boy. She was on a plane talking to him like that. People was like, and he was just like a little puppy, like, if I say anything, the Me Too and the alphabet's gonna get me. She got the Me Too on her side. She got the alphabets on her side. So let me put my head down and act like a little puppy. And this a shame. But kudos, everybody. I'm sorry I was late. It was raining like crazy. I had to dry my clothes and everything. Shamika, I'm praying for you, girl. Thank y'all again for tuning in. Y'all see me one day. Y'all see me again one day. I'm gonna have to pop up, but I'm hella busy. And so my lipstick is pink. It's not purple. It just looked purple on the camera. Thank you. You can't even call a woman pretty. Damn. You see, he was like, I was just, he was saying like, I guess he was telling that guy. I think he told Alex. He said you don't even need a woman like that. I need her or something to that fact. And whoo, she went. Oh, I feel harassed. Oh, he grabbed my booty. I was like, man, what is harassment these days? So on that note, men, just don't even look. Do like what they said of women do. They do that Kodak look. They've been and then they know how the man look by that quick look. They look real. They know everything about the man with the quick look. Do that quick look and be like, oh my God. No, if you cheat, you got to cheat by yourself. I don't understand it. Here, she been with the girl that's the I guess the secretary. And so, I was, staying up late and I was just like, let me watch a little TV, and I'm just sitting there watching the TV and so I'm just watching the whole episode and I'm just looking at it. I'm like, wow, this is some crazy stuff. I'm like, this is so crazy. So y'all just know I wasn't talking about that. The chick from Wild and Out. What Wild and Out? I'm lost. See, that's what I said. Y'all, I'll be. Oh, make me put on my bifocal. Oh, why her face? Who's on Wild and Out? Cause I'm missing some. That girl ain't from Wild and Out. This you talking about her, Jay? Let's see. Shout out to my female DJ. DJ. I'm used to saying T lady. I'm used to saying T lady. DJ T Lie. Okay. You talking about her? Talking about this woman here? That's the secretary. That's Donna and Alex side piece. You talking about her? That's the person you talking about? She's not from Wild 'N Out. That's not Wild 'N Out. But I'm out of here, y'all. I gotta pack. See there now. I have to drink me a Red Bull so I can stay up and finish packing. You gotta wait until they walk up and grab. I guess so. I guess y'all better start doing like Boosie. If I were Boosie, I'd be all on social media making a damn circus out of this situation. I've been like, I've been violated. She touching on me, and and all the man tried to do. Yeah, that's she's not from Wild 'N Out. That's the secretary. That's Donna and Alex little side chick. No, y'all better not say nothing. To love and hip hop. What's up? I haven't. Also, I'm gonna have to look at that too. Y'all can tell. I'm like, I don't do TV. I probably watch CNN and stuff. That's why I can't even tell you like who is who, and I don't know about these celebrities like this. So I just been like some days just we up here fussing about like the cable, like what we got it for? We paying $200 some and you don't even watch TV. No, that's not her. That's the secretary. Which Love and Hip Hop? So I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing on that. Oh Lord, they be a hot mess. What's that? The one that used to go with Stevie J? Is it Joselina? I think that's crazy. I just can't. My brain just it'd be too much watching them, especially the Atlanta Housewives. I just felt like all of them should have been like trying to get everything together. Oh, so the Love and Hip Hop. Okay, I'm gonna watch it. So they started already. So I'm gonna have to watch it at night, like bedtime when I'm finished with everything, and then just like go into the episodes and just watch it all the way down. That's how I ended up watching the Black Ink Crew because I was pressing my clothes trying to find something to watch. I was like, okay, I'll watch this. And I was like, there's a lot going on. How they talking to these men and stuff like that. But y'all, it was great talking. Y'all know I love talking, coming in cackling with y'all. But y'all make sure I'm gonna have to chop this video. So I'm gonna get it and chop it because I always get on here and get the run in my mouth and get off topic and stuff so I can get over here and gossip with y'all. Because this whole topic was supposed to be about how these women they come up with these lies and make up stuff and stuff just because they want to be seen and and they're not getting enough attention. They need attention, and then and we got these prosecutors and stuff that's withholding evidence and and things like that. So that's what I wanted to do. So I hope my clients see what I'm talking about. I hope that was enough for you to see what I was talking about, because people make up stuff now. Women's lie. Women lie too now. They some sneaky cash, y'all. These women try to run around here like they got the halo all over their head and acting all innocent and stuff. They will lie too. No, but one show you need to watch is The Oval, the daughter. Somebody else told me touring to watch that. Hey, Mr. Taylor, we talking about fabrication and the prosecutors, how they withhold evidence. We was also talking about how the attorneys, they don't want to really fight for you. They try to tell you to take these plea bargains, like somebody by the name of Greenberg, not fighting to help you win. So now we have different states coming up with laws, to look into these to investigate these prosecutors. So and I guess that's a good start. So in y'all city, Mr. Taylor, they have a law now where the police can't lie during a interview. I guess what you call it, interrogation. They can't lie, but you have to be 18 and under, which doesn't make any sense. I'm like, they can lie to anybody and try to make them, think this and think that. But hey, we'll start from there. So now, how would that work? Are you allowed to have your attorney in there recording it? Because they can say some stuff and then they can go in and chop and screw what they said. So how would you know what they, said to these underage accused? I mean, I'm listening to you and he's giving a very good information. Okay, I'm finna get off. I love me some Joe Brown. I was gonna try to get him on the show, but I'm like, I guess I'll be late, so I don't want to, I'm gonna have I'm working on somebody else to put on a show, very special, whatever. But y'all have a good one. I'll holler at you. And I got to pack. Y'all, happy Father's Day to all the fathers. And y'all be blessed.